6:30, yeah. Okay. The November 6th work study session will begin. We'll start with a proclamation for the National American Indian Heritage Month. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Whereas, and this is historically, we've done this for this National Day of Observance. So we'll just do it again this year in honor of American Indian heritage. Whereas the history and the culture of our great nation have been significantly influenced by American Indians and indigenous people, and whereas the contribution of American Indians have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and greatness of America today, and whereas their customs and traditions are respected and celebrated as a part of the rich legacy throughout the United States, and whereas Native American Awareness Week began in 1976, and recognition was expanded by Congress and approved by President George Bush in August of 1990, designating the month of November as National American Indian Heritage Month. Whereas in honor of a National American Indian Heritage Month, community celebrations as well as numerous cultural, artistic, educational, historic activities have been planned. Therefore, by the virtue of my office, I proclaim that November 2024 as the National American Indian Heritage Month in the city of Southgate, and urge all of our citizens to observe this month with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Move on to officials reports. Back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you once again. Well, I'd like to start off by first acknowledging the stellar work that has been done and was done by our city clerk, Jan Ferenz, her staff, and all of our election workers during yesterday's national election. Of course, it was not just yesterday, but weeks and months worth of preparation and implementation. Congratulations to a job well done. In addition, I would like to congratulate our new President-elect Donald Trump on his historic win of both Electoral College and the national popular vote. Locally, I would also like to congratulate our new U.S. Senator Alyssa Slotkin, a U.S. Congressman Sri Thanadar, Wayne County Commissioner Joe Palomera, along with our state representatives Tullio Liberati and newcomer Riley Linting, another young lady that has made a positive impact on our community. I look forward to continuing to work with our state and federal representation to make our community the best that it can be. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. this Saturday, Market Center Park will be host to our first winter market. Santa will be on hand for photos, and there will be also seasonal refreshments, a DJ, face painting, a cookie walk, and plenty of opportunity to pick up some unique Christmas gifts from the area's best artisans and crafters. Hope to see many of our residents there as we take advantage of this unseasonably warm fall weather. On Tuesday, November 19th, the City of Southgate will be hosting an open house presentation by the Michigan Department of Transportation. A topic of discussion will be the I-75 sound wall that will be constructed this spring on the west side of the Southampton subdivision. MDOT will be providing information on the project's schedule, along with exhibiting some displays, the wall construction, the materials for that, and any potential traffic impact. The open house will be held in our banquet facilities in the Ice Arena complex from 4 to 6 p.m. And again, that is on Tuesday, November 19th. Our local veterans will have a great opportunity to learn more about their benefits at the 8th Annual Veterans Resource Fair on Thursday, November 21st. The event will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Crystal Gardens facility on 4th Street in Southgate. The hosts of the event will be our Wayne County Treasurer, Eric Sabri, and DCC Executive Director, Jim Perry, two individuals who are truly committed to our service veterans. This year's keynote speaker will be retired U.S. Navy SEAL Chief Petty Officer Mark Ridgway. I commend the organizers of this event and encourage all of our veterans, not just Southgate veterans, but all those downriver, their spouses and families, to attend this informational gathering. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
I have no report. I actually ran out of words.
Mr. Treasurer.
No report, thank you.
Councilwoman Ayers.
Well, we have our first, well, for me, it's my first Parks and Rec meeting that's coming up on the 13th, but I do have some information on the Southwinds Golf Club Golf Scramble, which is Sunday, November 17th at 10. You can join for an experience to play the course a way you've never done before. They will redesign the course into a 9-hole course with fun, challenging tee shots and pin locations. It's $45 a person for a 4-player team, and there's a buffet lunch to follow and prizes for first and second place, so you can register at the clubhouse. And again, that is November 17th. And any other information that I get at the first meeting that I attend, I will bring that back.
Thank you. Councilman Roush.
No report.
Councilman Graziani.
No report, thank you.
I just wanted to also commend the clerk and the deputy clerk on their work last night and throughout these past few weeks. It's been crazy and busy and job well done. It's also very great. We had so much participation from election inspectors and co-chairs and chairman. I was a chairman at Precinct 4. I know Councilman Ayers-Reese was a co-chair at, I think, Precinct 3.
Yes.
And then Councilman Golick was part of the AV Counting Board. So it's great for council members to continue to stay involved and also the members of the community as well. So thank you everyone for volunteering their time to do that. You do get paid, but it is a volunteer effort in a sense. You're there for a very long time. So thank you for everyone for their hard work. Councilman George.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Commission on Aging meets tomorrow at noon at the Senior Center. If anybody's interested, they want to come, and if you want to try to introduce some new events or you have any ideas for events, you're welcome to come. That's tomorrow at noon at the Senior Center. And the Southgate seniors are going to the drive through the Hines Park Light Fest Thursday, December 5th. Seats are limited, so make your reservation. This is an annual event, and it's worth going to. And for our seniors, it is free. So if you're interested, like I say, seats are very limited. First come, first served. Call Diane at the Senior Center, 734-258-3066. 734-258-3066. And the Case Commission is busy judging the Halloween homes for the presentation of awards at the next council meeting. And they're busy planning Christmas activities. And that's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Councilman Ayers-Reese.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Dangerous Building Board did meet on 10/17. The property at 12311 Reek Road was discussed regarding the multiple barns that may be at least 100 years old. The owner has started making repairs and securing the structures by enclosing and ensuring that everything is structurally sound. At the time of the meeting, the buildings were empty. The proposal was to have the inspector address concerns in 60 days from the 10/17/24. And him and I believe the owner will be meeting to go over the conditions of the property. Planning will be meeting on November 18th. We pushed it back a week in honor of Veterans Day on November 11th. And that's it.
Thank you. Councilman Golick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was able to attend the first DDA meeting of my term on October 17th. And at that meeting, they approved a big award, which is a business improvement grant. These are available to businesses in the community that want to upgrade their facilities. And it's a 50-50 match where the city will match up to a certain amount, 50% of what the business wants to spend. So this business, for example, which is the Fanatic U Strip Mall on Eureka Road, the owner of that is matching 50%, $2,914. Total investment of $5828 for various external building improvements. And this is an ongoing program in the city, and if any businesses are out there and would like to take advantage of it, need to contact the city administrator, and we'll go from there. We also discussed Small Shop Saturday in Southgate. This is a shopping scavenger hunt which rewards customers for visiting local businesses from November 30th to December 6th. Look for businesses displaying the advertising flyers similar to this one, and cash prizes are awarded for those who collect the most of the scavenger hunt items. And then also, I just wanted to mention that this year Southgate Anderson had a great year in football and in band. The football team went 7-2 and went to the playoffs. Fortunately, they lost their first game, but they had a great year. And then the Southgate Marching Band also went to Ford Field. In Flight 3, they placed 6th place. and had a great time last Saturday night. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, please, Mr. Marsh, for the agenda.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening. The first item on the agenda is the bid results for the park at the Bank Tower Apartments. The bid packet includes items such as the mass grading of the site, pathway installation, installation of workout equipment, and the putting green. The administration is recommending that the Allen Group, who submitted the lowest of 3 bids received, be awarded. This work represents only a portion of the $5 million park and bridge project that's funded by a Wayne County ARPA grant. The administration has also recommended that the award be made subject to additional scope of work modifications. This is because this is only one portion of the overall project, and changes may be necessary to reduce costs or to better align the project with the other parts of the overall project. Are there any questions from council on this item? Okay, seeing none. The first item under Communications A is the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA, requirement to obligate remaining ARPA funds by the end of 2024. The administration is recommending that these funds be obligated as revenue replacement and to be used towards building repairs and maintenance in the future. As these are one-time funds, it's important that we get the most long-term benefit from their use. Are there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none, the next item is a request for City Council to recommend a Class C DDA liquor license for Hopcat for approval by the Michigan Liquor Control Commission. Hopcat plans to move into the site of the former Old Chicago at 15231 Trenton Road. This location is in the DDA and qualifies for this type of liquor license, subject to council's recommendation and the Michigan Liquor Control Commission's approval. I don't see them here tonight, but I do believe that Hopcat will be sending someone to the meeting, so if there's any additional questions, they may be able to answer those, but if there's any questions that I can answer, I'm happy to do that now too. Okay, seeing none. The next item is a request to waive the bid and purchase a hydraulic power unit for use in the water department. This unit would be installed on one of the water department's F-250s and is used to keep water main break holes free from water while the guys and staff are doing their work. The current unit is over 20 years old and it's experienced performance issues. And it has been needing regular repairs. The administration is recommending the bid be waived because Jack Doheny Companies is the only approved vendor in the state that sells the Stanley unit that's compatible with the water department's tools. Are there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none, the next item is a request to waive the bid and extend the retainer contract with Riney Electric for electrical repair services through December 31st, 2026 at their current hourly rates. Are there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none. The next item is the purchase of replacement fire hose. Southgate was part of a group of cities that was awarded an assistance to firefighters grant. So for this purchase, we're requesting that the city's bid process be waived because Wyandotte was the grant applicant and will actually be making the purchase. The total cost of this Southgate's new fire hose is $40,153.75, but due to the grant, Southgate is only responsible for $3,650.34 as our cost share. Are there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none, the next is a request to waive the city's bid process and use the National Sourcewell awarded contracts for replacement auto parts. Sourcewell is a purchasing cooperative that secures bids for various products. Southgate Ford, Dick Genty Chevrolet, and Napa Auto Parts have all agreed to match the Sourcewell awarded contracts for pricing for parts sold to the city. Are there any questions from council?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman George.
just the notation from Southgate Ford that if Ford Motor Company ceases to pay the 3% Sourcewell participation fee, pricing to the city of Southgate will increase by 3%.
That's correct. So if they leave the purchasing cooperative, then they would pass those costs on. Are there any other questions from council? Okay. The next item is a request to waive the bid process and approve the quote from J-Bro Carpet 1 for the replacement carpet in the old Storytime room at the library. That space is being repurposed and requires a partial carpet replacement. J-Bro was awarded the bid previously to do the installation of the carpet at the library, and the administration is recommending that they be used again for the necessary carpet repairs. It will match what's currently in the room. Are there any questions from council?
Madam Chair?
Councilman Erich.
Just one quick question on there. The note says that the quote is valid for 10 days, but the date is October 15th.
Yes, that's
So
a good point. I did verify with them that they can continue to hold that. That's more of a template.
Okay.
So that will be honored still.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, last is regarding additional flooring work at City Hall. The administration is requesting that the bid we waived in the flooring in the stairwells, which is the original flooring and badly chipping, be replaced using the J-Bro carpet, using J-Bro Carpet 1 under a contract extension. J-Bro was awarded the bid for City Hall flooring in April of this year, and we'd like them to finish off the stairwells based on the quote that they provided. Are there any questions from council on that item? Okay, seeing none, that's all, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Marsh. We will reconvene at 7 o'clock.
Are they just waiting?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Like,
We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm having a hard time finding my chair.
Yeah. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Arash,
Present.
Councilman Gollak.
Here.
Councilman Graziani,
Present.
Councilman George.
Here.
Councilman Roush.
Here.
Councilman Ayers Reese.
Present.
Councilman Cuspa.
Here. I need a motion to approve the work study meeting minutes dated October 16th, 2024.
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I move to approve the work study session meeting minutes dated October 16th, 2024.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the regular city council meeting minutes dated October 16th, 2024.
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush.
make a motion we approve the regular city council meetings dated October 16, 2024.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by Ayers. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There are no scheduled persons in the audience. There's one consideration of bids, a letter from the mayor regarding the park remaining contract items. Madam Clerk.
Bids for the park remaining contract items for the Southgate Tower project were received and reviewed by the administration. It is recommended by the city engineer, and I concur to award this bid to the Allen Group of Troy, Michigan in the amount of $1,229,000, subject to additional scope of work modifications. Fundings for this agreement will be provided by the Wayne County ARPA Funds Grant. Your favorable consideration of this matter is greatly appreciated.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman George?
Oh,
Or
she
Ayers?
can do it.
Okay, Councilman Ayers.
I move that we award the bid for the Southgate Tower Park and Pedestrian Bridge Project, park remaining contract items to the Allen Group in the amount of $1,229,000, subject to additional scope of work modifications with funds to be provided from the Wayne County ARPA grant.
Support.
Motion by Ayers, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There are no scheduled hearings. First item under Communications A is a memo from Administrator regarding approved obligation of ARPA fund for revenue replacement. Madam Clerk.
In 2021-22, the city of Southgate received a total of $3,043,298.86 in funding from the American Rescue Plan Act, state, and local fiscal recovery funds program. To date, Southgate has spent approximately $2.3 million of these funds on projects including roof replacements for the DPW, court and senior center buildings, a fire rescue vehicle, hazard premium pay for municipal employees during the COVID-19 pandemic, and city hall carpeting. As of the date above, $765,241.04 remains of the ARPA funds. These funds must be designated as revenue replacement or obligated by December 31st, 2024. Administration is proposing that City Council designate the remaining ARPA SLFRF funds as revenue replacement and further designate these funds for projects for building repairs, maintenance, and improvements. Administration is currently working on projects related to these items and expect to expend funds within the upcoming year.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Golick.
I'll make a motion to approve the use of remaining American Rescue Plan Act state and local fiscal recovery funds in the amount of $765,241.04 as revenue replacement, and designate the funds to be used for building repairs, maintenance, and improvements.
Support.
Motion by Golick, supported by Roush. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is the memo from the Administrator regarding request for DDA Class C liquor license 15231 Trenton Road. Madam Clerk.
The administration was recently recontacted by a representative for Hopcat regarding the request for the DDA Class C liquor license at 15231 Trenton Road. The representative reported that a letter of intent has been fully executed for the property and they are ready to move forward with the DDA Class C liquor license. A DDA Class C liquor license is a special license permissible under MCL 436.152A1B. As part of obtaining the DDA liquor license, an applicant must obtain by resolution approval from the local government. Hopcat Southgate LLC plans on occupying the former site of Old Chicago Restaurant in the Market Center District, which is part of the DDA. It is estimated that the restaurant will open in late May 2025. The administration supports this for approval of the Class C liquor license.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush.
I make a motion to recommend the application submitted by Hopcat Southgate LLC located at 15231 Trenton Road, Southgate, Michigan, for a downtown development district Class C liquor license per the MCL 436152A1B for approval by the Michigan Liquor Control Commission.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by Golick. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Third is a letter from the mayor regarding the purchase of hydraulic power unit. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the above and concur with the recommendation of the Public Service Director to waive the bid process and approve the emergency purchase of a replacement hydraulic power unit from Jack Donahue Companies of Northville, Michigan, in the amount of $11,634.20. Sufficient funds are available in the Water and Sewer Fund for this purchase. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Council Chair,
Councilman Graziani.
move the Southgate City Council waive the bid process and approve the purchase of a hydraulic power unit from Jack Donahue Companies in the amount of $11,634.20.
Support. Motion by Graziani, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
just so that the public knows why we're waiving the fee or waiving the bid, they are the only company in the state that sells the Stanley brand compatible with all of our existing equipment and tools. And that's why we're waiving the bid.
Any further discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding electrical repairs and maintenance. Madam Clerk.
It is recommended by the DPS Director, and I concur, to extend this contract with Riney Electric through December 2026 in the amount of $55 per hour Monday through Friday and $75 per hour after 5 p.m. weekdays and Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. The current rates were approved by City Council at their June 1st, 2022 meeting and will remain in effect for the duration of this extension. Sufficient funds are available in the various departmental budgets to cover costs associated with these maintenance issues. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chairman,
Councilman Roush.
I make a motion, we waive the city bid process and approve a contract extension with Ronnie Electric through December 31st, 2026, at the current rate of $55 per hour from Monday through Friday, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., and $75 per hour for weekdays after 5, Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays.
Support. Motion by Roush, supported by Ayers Reese. Any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman George.
again, we're waiving the fee because they've been our contractor since 2010 and have never increased their rates.
Any further discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding approval of Southgate share of AFG for replacement fire hose. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the above and concur with the recommendation of the fire chief to waive the city's bid process and approve the purchase of the replacement fire hose through the Assistance to Firefighters Grant. The total cost of the replacement fire hose allocated to Southgate is $40,153.75, of which the city would be responsible for $3,650.34. Sufficient funds are available in the fire department budget for this purchase. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Urich.
I move that we waive the city bid process and approve purchase of replacement fire hose in the amount of $3,650.34, representing Southgate's share of the Assistance to Firefighters Grant administered by the City of Wyandotte Fire Department.
Support.
Motion by Ayers, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding the approval of Sourcewell contracts for auto parts. Madam Clerk.
I have reviewed the above and concur with the recommendation of the Public Service Director to waive the city's bid process and approve the agreements with Napa Auto Parts, Southgate Ford, and Dick Genty Chevrolet for the purchase of auto parts under the National Sourcewell awarded contracts. Sufficient funds are available in the general fund for this purchase. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Golick.
I'll make a motion that we waive the city bid process and approve agreements with Napa Auto Parts, Southgate Ford, and Dick Genty Chevrolet for the purchase of auto parts under the National Sourcewell awarded contracts to those respective vendors.
Support.
Motion by Golick, supported by Roush. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next is a letter from the mayor regarding approved quote for library carpeting. Madam Clerk?
I have reviewed the above and concur with the recommendation of the library director to waive the bid process and approve the quote from J. Burrow Carpet One for the replacement carpeting in the old Storytime room at the Southgate Veterans Memorial Library in the amount of $2,851.60. Sufficient funds are available in the library budget for this purchase. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Ayers Reese.
I make a motion that we approve the contract extension with J-Bro Carpet One for the installation of replacement flooring in the City Hall service stairways in the amount of five.
Wait,
Oh, sorry,
the
wrong
library,
one,
library.
sorry.
It's okay.
I'd like to make a motion that we waive the bid process and approve the quote from J-Bro Carpet One for replacement carpeting in the old Storytime room at Southgate Veterans Memorial Library in the amount of $2,851.60.
Support.
Motion by Ayers Reese, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Last is a letter from the mayor regarding approval of contract extension for City Hall stairwell flooring. Madam Clerk?
I have reviewed the above and concur with the recommendation of the city administrator to approve the contract extension with J. Burrow Carpet One for the installation of flooring in the service stairwells at City Hall. The total amount for the installation of materials is $5,065.73. The original contract with J. Burrow Carpet One was approved at your meeting of April 3rd, 2024. Sufficient funds are available in the general fund for this purchase. Your favorable consideration of this matter is requested.
What's the pleasure of the council?
I guess I'll do the right one this time.
Councilwoman
Madam
Ayers
Chair.
Reese. Councilwoman Ayers Reese.
I make a motion to approve that contract extension with J-Bro Carpet One for the installation of replacement flooring in City Hall service stairways in the amount of $5,065.73.
Support.
Motion by Ayers Reese, supported by Golick. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There is no communication, nothing under communications B, no ordinances. Any old business the council would like to discuss? Seeing none, any new business the council would like to discuss? Seeing none, we'll move on to unscheduled persons in the audience. If you'd like to address council, please come up to the podium and state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Mayor, Council President, Council, City of Southgate, and all the other city officials that are here that I'm looking at. My name is William King. I'm the commander of the VFW here in Southgate. It's post 9283. And I've come down to give you a little bit of what we're going to be doing on the 10th and 11th and invite everybody to come on down. The 10th is Marine Corps birthday. So we always make sure that we take our brethren from the Marine Corps and vet them as best we can. And then on the 11th, it is the Veterans Day that was established as Armistice Day after World War I, and then became in 1954, it became the Veterans Day. So we will have both days, 10th and 11th. We're going to have a military equipment display. So there's to be a hands-on type of thing. You can be able to see what was carried. And we have equipment that goes back to World War II. We have equipment that goes back to Korea, equipment from Vietnam, and then we have some equipment from the Gulf War. We always look for youth, students, our community to come down and be able to get a hands-on, to be able to touch what was used, be able to feel the heaviness that was there. We always laughed when we were in the military that said they always got us new, lighter equipment, but it was always more of that same thing, so we never did lose the weight. What's really important too during the 10th and 11th is that it's the 31st year anniversary of the Women's Memorial, Vietnam Memorial, that is in Washington, D.C. It's the 11th of November. We honored that also during the course of the 10th and 11th. I thank everybody for letting me tell you about our dates. I hope to be able to see everybody there. You're always welcome to come down. We're glad to serve everyone in the community of Southgate.
Madam Chair.
Thank you
what
so
are-
much.
What are the hours on those days?
Excuse me, I was just going to look at that. It was 10 to 5.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
And
you.
it'll be, you can either enter through the side or into the back of the building.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other person in the audience that would like to address council? Seeing none, we'll move on to claims and accounts. Councilman Roush.
Move to approve warrant 1508 in the amount of $3,880,564.43.
Support.
Motion by Roush, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion by George, supported by Golick. Any discussion? Any objection? Or adjourned?